The race for New Jersey's governor is heating up. 2 weeks to go before voters go to the polls to pick the successor to Governor Chris Christie. Many are saying this race is way tighter than they expected. There was an article that came out today that talked about how even Democrats are shocked, giving the overwhelming registration numbers, Democrats versus Republicans, that the race has gotten this tight. Ashley Johnson checks in with the full story.
It's one of the last weekends before the election, and both the Phil Murphy and Kim Guadagno campaigns are steadily plugging away. The race for governor is becoming tighter, with even die-hard Democrats looking over their shoulder, giving a second thought to the current lieutenant governor. Trentonian columnist Jeff Edelstein wrote an opinion piece about why Guadagno has the momentum right now.
Right now, I think the narrative that's out there that's going against Murphy is that people are afraid that he is going to tax them.
Meanwhile, we've reached out to Phil Murphy and we were given a less than an hour notice that he had a campaign event with Congressman Donald Payne in Newark Friday at 11 a.m. It comes on the heels of Murphy's big rally with President Barack Obama Thursday. Obama spoke a lot about the division we've seen in this country.
Some of the politics we see now, we thought we put that to bed. I mean, that's folks looking 50 years back.
Fairleigh Dickinson University Public Mind poll has Murphy leading Guadagno 47-32 among voters who have made up their mind. Columnist Jeff Edelstein conducted his own poll.
I just asked, Phil or Kim? That's what I put on my Facebook page. I think I have a pretty good sense of the community with my social media, presence out there. And again, it kind of came back overwhelming in favor of the lieutenant governor.
Edelstein says another strength for Guadagno is that her mannerisms and tone scream Jersey, whereas a lot of New Jerseyans feel that Phil Murphy is not down to earth and not as relatable. I'm Ashley Johnson, reporting for Chasing News.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, I want to bring in one of the candidates vying to be our next governor. She is our current lieutenant governor in New Jersey. Kim Guadagno joins me now. Kim, welcome back to Chasing News. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Bill.
So I have to ask you, Kim, all honesty, no talking points, nothing partisan. Are you a little bit surprised that given the state of affairs in New Jersey that this race is this close?
No, not at all. Not at all. I said it during the primary. I said it again when I won the primary, and I've been saying it all summer long. When people realize that Phil Murphy is going to raise everyone's taxes by millions of dollars over time, they realize they can't afford to live here anymore.
I called Phil Murphy. We specifically, I sent a text to Brendan Gill. This is now at least my third, maybe fourth attempt to have him come on and answer the question. I just have a simple question, and they continue to push back, excuse after excuse. Can't do it today, can't do it tomorrow. So I don't know. I mean, we're going to continue to give him the opportunity. But the question is, and the question I want to give to you, you've asked this question several times, what is it as far as what's now driving Democrats into this undecided column? Because we're seeing this on a number of polls. Those undecided numbers are, by some accounts, in the 20s.
Well, I think it's two things. It's first, Phil Murphy's promise to raise people's taxes, and we're the most taxed people in the country. They can't afford to pay any more in taxes. They're realizing it's not just taxing those millionaires. It's going to be a tax on everyone, no matter who they are or what they do. And the other piece is the sanctuary state. New Jersey is not a sanctuary state. It's going to make everyone less safe. It's going to threaten law enforcement, and it's going to take away resources from the federal government. Why would anybody vote for anybody who was running?
Kim, the other day during the debate, your second and final debate with Phil Murphy, he attacked your numbers, saying that those numbers are made up. What do you say to that?
Well, I don't know. We site checked them. We put them on our website. I've yet to see any contradiction of those numbers, and he uses the numbers himself.
All right, Kim, thank you. Always good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Phil.
Have a great weekend. All right, let's bring in our A-plus panel to break this down. We're joined by Andre Richardson, Democratic strategist. Andre, always good to see you. Thanks for being here. Elora Nanos is here. Elora, you're a columnist for lawnews.com and an attorney, and you lean slightly to my left. Jeanette Hoffman is here, political strategist. Jeanette, let me start with you. You have been a Republican strategist for a long time. I brought that point up because during the debate, Phil Murphy attacked Kim's numbers, and as Kim said, she's using the same numbers that he's using. So what What am I missing here?
Phil Murphy's not a great candidate because he doesn't know how to articulate his own policies. Kim Guadagno is adding up everything he's promised, and it is going to increase taxes by a huge amount, $70 billion in new proposals, where Kim Guadagno, on the other hand, is saying, look, if you elect me, I'm going to lower your property taxes or I'm not going to run.
Andre, let me ask you, in a race that is 20 points, which we had a few weeks ago, I get it, why they don't want to come on the show. They won't come on the radio show, won't come on here. But as the race tightens, you're in single digits now, Democrats and Republicans agreeing. Why not get out there and refute some of these attacks?
I think the first thing is I don't think the race is actually single digits. There was one Republican poll that I think they said it was 9 points, but the race is probably something more like 14, 15 points. And as you get closer to Election Day, the margin does get a little slimmer. But I think Kim Guadagno needs to be accurate with her plan as well. Her tax proposal actually raised taxes, like Chris Christie's proposal has raised taxes consecutively for the last 4 years. Because it's raised taxes for the last 4 years as well.
Laura, let me ask you, last time in my memory that a candidate ran full out on raising taxes was Walter Mondale. That didn't work out so well. How is this working in a state that literally is ranked 50th in business climate, a state that has among the highest taxes in the entire country, and yet Phil Murphy is running a campaign saying, I got to raise taxes?
The reason why, Bill, is because the average voter is not voting on policies or taxes or anything else. The average voter is voting on personality. And right now, when we have Donald Trump in the White House, most of the voters are just voting against that.
Are you saying the voters are uninformed and dumb?
No, I don't. It's not that they're uninformed or dumb, but I think that there are a lot of factors that go into choosing a candidate. And only one of them are the actual
policies. If that's
policies.
true, how do boat shoes and broccoli translate to the
Well, that's
average
what I was
person?
going to say. I think on personality and on policy, Kim Guadagno comes out way ahead. Phil Murphy is so out of touch with voters. He's so awkward. I think Kim is down to earth. She's accessible, and she has a grasp on the issues that people care about. Property taxes and affordability have been #1 in every statewide poll that we've seen.
2 weeks to go. Prediction?
Phil Murphy, 15.
Definitely Phil Murphy.
I'm going for Kim.
All right, we'll see. Just to be clear, I have asked Phil Murphy's campaign repeatedly, and they've got every excuse in the book. So we'll see as it gets closer. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bill.